All right, everyone, this is Vishal from Equity Guru, and welcome to Technical Tactics, where I break down some of the best looking fundamental technical charts out there. And today's a big one. Today's a macro themed technical tactics where we will discuss the DXY or the US dollar index. We have been seeing a rise in the US dollar, which has been putting some pressure on gold and silver and other commodities, gold bugs and silver bugs or bulls, whatever you want to call yourselves. Don't fret. I will be doing a video on both of these commodities sometime very soon. As you can sort of see, we're hitting some big support levels. But today, let's focus here on the weekly chart of the dollar index, indicating what might be happening going forward in the next few months. So first of all, the $1.89 here, major flip zone. Going back here, you can see here we held these areas back in 2009, 2010. They were resistances, and then just recently, well, not recently, but 2014, and then 2018, and then finally 2021, we saw this area hold out as support. A lot of people are thinking the dollar declines further because of the Fed and their money printing. But there are two ways here to look at this current dollar move. The first is the fear trade. Are people running into the US dollar for safety, perhaps the Delta variant, or they're thinking some other things are going to happen with the market? But in order for real fear to be seen here, we want to see TLT increase at the same time. If money is running both into bonds and in the US dollar, we're seeing some fear, but as you can see here, we're not seeing much buying sign here on TLT in bonds at a time when the dollar is rising higher. So let's put that to the side for now, and we have to now talk about the Federal Reserve, to taper or not to taper. You know, that has been the question for weeks, if not months. And last week on Friday, NFP or non-farm payrolls, the employment statistics in the US, saw an increase of 943,000 jobs created in July, beating expectations, but also the unemployment rate sliding to 5.4%. So a lot of people seeing this as great economic data, which means that the Fed is more likely to taper since they are meeting their criteria. Tomorrow, and I'm just looking here to my right where I have my financial calendar and I write down big market risk events. There's only one for this week, and that is the US CPI ex food and energy for July. And that data is coming out tomorrow. So it's all about that inflation data. If it comes out high, you know, are markets going to be afraid, or are they going to be saying, okay, inflation is now high, we have good economic data coming in, the Fed will have to taper sometime soon, maybe as early as September, and they'll let the market know in a few weeks' time at their Federal Reserve meeting. What that means for the US dollar is, because of that interest rate differential now where the Fed is looking to taper and likely raise interest rates sometime down the road, then the dollar would go higher compared to other currencies. So this week is huge for the US dollar. As you guys can see here, a W pattern, or what we like to call the double bottom pattern. And if by Friday we see a close above 93, would be nicer if we take out these wicks here, but if we see a close above 93, we'll watch the following week to see how price reacts, if it can continue that momentum, or if it just fakes out and closes back below 93. But a close above 93 and that retest and that momentum means that we might be in the beginning of a new dollar run, bull run, something like we saw back here in 2018. And some people might not like that, because generally when the dollar gets stronger, it's not positive for the US markets. And if this is all about tapering, then markets might be afraid of that taper that the Fed is going to do. And what we're calling that is taper tantrum, because a lot of people believe this market is propped on cheap money. So if this happens, folks, The next few months could be a bit wild here, but let's watch this US dollar index. It is one of the most important macro charts for this week, and we are setting up nicely for this weekend. What the dollar does will also impact the precious metals, but I'll talk about that in another video. That's it for me, folks. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, follow Equity Guru at all our social media channels, including our Discord trading group, with all the links in the description below. If there's any other charts that you want me to cover, be it stocks, cryptos, or commodities, let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you guys are bullish the US dollar or if you are bearish the US dollar. Is the Fed going to taper, or are other things such as other variants of COVID or whatever, will that hamper the Fed and we will not see tapering and interest rates rising further? Let me know. I really want to hear what you have to say. But that's it for me, folks, and I'll see you next time.